welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness.
Well, Don Getling here with the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Gino's off this week for good behavior. Actually, not really. It's for bad behavior. That's why we didn't let him back in the booth. But we do have Carlos Villalobos with Carlos Villalobos Insurance, always sharing great information about stuff you need to know about insurance. And Carlos never comes on here selling anything. He's always educating, just like we do at Skyline Home Loans. There's a difference. This is not an infomercial. For 6.5 years now, Gina and I have been sharing with you what you need to know, want to know, and should know about real estate, finance, and everything else in our community, thanks to great professionals like Carlos Villalobos, who handles all of our insurance. Most of our clients, Gino's insurance, my insurance, everything. Carlos Villalobos Insurance. You've been doing this for a couple years, right?
Yeah, it's going on, I think, 36 now.
36 years.
You know, started selling life insurance and going door to door, knocking on doors, and then it turned into a career. It's been really nice.
Well, you're really good at it. What I love is when you handle my insurance, we go over all the details. You don't just quote. It's what are you looking for? What are we insuring? What do you want your deductible to be? What do you want your monthly payment? There's ways to really, handle it other than just a quote. Because a lot of people, you can go online and get a quote.
Yeah.
But are you really properly insured? I know I'm comfortable knowing I'm properly insured.
I agree with that statement. I don't make every sale that I quote because I don't shortchange the customer. In other words, this is what I think you should have, and this is why. And a lot of times they'll find the same carrier, the same product for $50 cheaper because they didn't get the coverages that I recommended.
Right.
And in today's society, I think I'd rather not even make that deal because if and when you need it, then you're going to be disappointed. So
right.
we try to educate. We try to make sure that you know what you're paying for. And that's the main thing.
That's what a real professional does. And that's why we use and that's why we refer our clients to you. And we've never, just so you know, never had this conversation, Carlos. We've never had one of them call up and go, why did you refer me to him?
I think that is a great compliment.
It is a compliment because you're right. And that's a great thing when you can refer and not worry about repercussions. I don't worry about anybody coming back because I know you guys do a great job. So this is not an infomercial. I'm just letting you know that I enjoy working with Carlos. He does a great job. My clients enjoy working with him. So today we've been talking about flood insurance due to the unfortunate catastrophes down in Texas, that we have our prayers out for all those that are dealing with this horrible event. So we're going to educate you a little bit about flood insurance today because I guarantee a good portion of those people in Texas didn't think they had to worry about flood either.
I would have to agree with that. Most people, even when they're far away, like a mile from a river or a stream, they think, oh, that's a lot. But as we can see by the pictures on the news, that it just takes no prisoners. It goes where it wants.
Yeah, it does, no doubt. And you don't know. I mean, who is going to know that Texas is going to end up with 50-some plus inches of rain? You go, okay, 24 would be bad. Yeah, bad.
Right.
But it kept going and going, and there's a saturation point, and it just becomes a lake.
And the forecast is that they expect more rain.
I know. And
so that is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just going to get worse before it gets better. So our prayers are out there.
Yes, absolutely. All right, tell us a little bit more about what does flood insurance cover?
Well, again, I'm going to just read it because it's easier and then you can understand it. Standard homeowner insurance does not cover flood. So flood insurance covers as a result of any body of water, lakes, rivers, streams, oceans, that are oversaturated and cause damage to your building. So you can have coverage for your building and or your contents, or both. Whether you live in a home, in an apartment, in a condo, you can purchase flood insurance. Some people think that they're in the second floor and flood is not needed. Well, as you can see already by pictures, that's not true.
Right. And they think the homeowner is going to cover that.
Right. And the homeowners in a condo association, if they have flood insurance, it'll cover the building.
Right.
But all your personal belongings will not be covered. So you can purchase a policy to cover your contents. A normal homeowner's product it'll cover your foundation, your electrical and plumbing, your HVAC equipment. All your kitchen appliances will be covered. Permanently installed carpeting, wall boards, window blinds. It also covers debris removal because, as you can see,
No, that's a mess alone. That's
Yeah, that's
expensive.
enough.
Just that, yeah.
now your contents are things like, for example, your curtains, your portable microwaves, your washer dryers, your freezers, up to 2,500 in valuables such as arts and furs, because there are sublimits just like there would be in your homeowner's policy.
Right.
Some of the things that aren't covered, precious metals, stock certificates, bearer bonds, cash, trees, landscaping, all those things.
That was interesting, trees and
Yeah.
landscaping.
Yeah.
I can see the others because it's really hard to prove. Oh, no, really, I had $6,000 in cash. Yeah, sure you did.
Yeah. and like walkways, decks, patios, fences, all those are not covered. Hot tubs, swimming pools. There's a lot of things that are not covered, but there's a lot of things that are covered. The average flood claim in Houston is probably going to be around anywhere from 50 to 100,000. So if you don't have flood insurance, you're going to have to go get a loan. You're going to have to repay it.
Yeah, what was it? A 50,000. The payment was like $332 a month or something like that, approximately.
Like you mentioned, it's almost like having a third card and you only had two to begin with.
Right, where you could just pay the deductible. So give us an idea, and now this is going to be an average, what a flood insurance policy could cost. A range, maybe. Give me a range, maybe.
According to FEMA guidelines, the average is around $600 a year. Here in Santa Clarita, it's more like $1,100 a year.
Okay.
After all the years we've been doing flood. If you're in a preferred zone, it'll be closer to the average of $600. If you're in a flood zone that has a higher risk probability, it's going to be closer to $1,200, $1,300 a year,
Right.
with most likely a $5,000 deductible. But each home is different. Each situation is different. Do you have a slab foundation? Do you have a crawl space? These are all things that come into play.
Right.
What year was it built? But in order to get a free quote, all you have to do is call me.
Yeah, how can they do that?
Call me here in town at 255-8282, or send us a quick email on our webpage. It's Carlos, V as in Victor, the word insurance spelled out, at Gmail. There's a lot of information on that website regarding flood insurance, homeowners insurance. Go on there. If you have any questions, send us a quick email. We'll reply. But it'll be worth your 5-10 minutes that you want to spend on the website.
Okay, I'm going to back that up. And again, we're here with Carlos Villalobos of Carlos Villalobos Insurance, carlosvinsurance.com, right?
Correct.
And I suggest, you can tell Carlos is very easygoing. His whole staff is, Leslie and crew, they're just good people. It's worth it taking your time to talk to Carlos about all your insurance needs, because you've helped me a lot, because I didn't know about certain, like I now have earthquake insurance where I didn't have earthquake insurance because I chose to, I didn't want to pay the huge deductible potentially for a home based on my equity position, but I was able to get a policy that fit what I wanted to pay.
Correct.
So I have a certain dollar amount to repair damage, basically, on my home in case of an earthquake. I because of my equity position, I'm like, if it completely gets leveled, oh well.
Well, but you still have a policy that's going to pay you a certain percentage.
Right.
Not the full amount, but, something is better than nothing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I felt that $150,000 worth of damage fixing the damage to my home would be great.
Right.
And it is fairly inexpensive. I'm like, I can afford that. That makes sense. And I feel better. When not having any earthquake insurance at all, and in the biggest earthquake zone in the freaking world, one of them,
Well,
it made me nervous.
I agree, and it's just like me. For example, I live on a hill, and the chance of my home getting flooded is very slim. But I still carry flood insurance because there could be a mud flow, there could be a stream.
Yeah, because you're on stilts.
No,
you're
I'm
actually
on
on the hill.
pylons.
You're on the pylons, right?
But still, my wife says, "Why do you pay that $600?" And I'm going, "Because I'd rather pay it and never use it than need it one time and not have it."
Right, exactly. And that's the same thing about all insurance, really.
That's true.
I mean, you don't realize how valuable it is until you need it.
Correct. And then that's probably not the time you should be reading your policy, people. please read it now when there is no claim, so you know what is covered and what is not covered.
All right. Before we go, also, just so you know, if you're looking at getting flood insurance for the winter, there is a 30-day
Wait period.
wait period. So it's important because I don't want you going, I hear there's a big storm coming in. And they start calling Carlos. I need flood insurance for this weekend.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Right. So be prepared. Be prepared. Reach out to Carlos. How can they get a hold of you again?
Yes, please call us at 255-8282. Ask for a free flood quote, a free homeowner's quote, and we will do our best to give you the best possible pricing and coverage.
And those two need to go hand in hand, and you do a great job with that. So thank you very much, Carlos, for always being such a good friend and a great resource for our show.
Thank you
and
so much for having me.
business and my clients and everything. Again, Carlos, Villalobos Insurance. Reach out to him. He's right off the old road. Thank you for being part of our show every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can find out so much more by going to donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com. Click on the YouTube channel, 1,700 videos or so, a wealth of resource at donandgino.com. We'll be with you next weekend. Have a great Saturday and a great weekend.